Alright, welcome back to Case Closed, Anime Review episode 157. This one I am discussing episode 1045, Birthday Party of Divine Punishment, Part 1, and the 1094th chapter of the manga. I should point out, though, it's been almost 5 months since the last canon episode officially aired. And what was that canon episode, you might ask? The last officially aired? Which, by the way, aired back in January. Yes, January. Well, it's been like almost 5 months. Now, that was basically the Toko Menjin Shogi board. That 3-part that was really good. Yes, it started. The first episode aired January 8th, and it concluded January 22nd. Now, apparently they decided to wait a little over 4 months to finally air another canon episode. Now, why in the world they waited this? And I do have a theory about that because a character who pops up in this episode, which at the time the manga chapter was released, that was the most recent appearance in the manga. Yeah, that was the most recent one that she made. And I will talk about more about that when I talk about the manga. Because this episode is the return of Masumi Sarah. Yep. First time she's been seeing this series in quite a while. And you're probably thinking, okay, what was the last time she showed up in the series? Prior to this one. Well, that was actually in, get this. And this is just probably some sheer coincidence. The fact, okay, she was actually last seen in the anime back in episode 1020, approximately about 25 episodes before this one. So, in terms of the anime, it's been 25 episodes. But here's the thing, the Antique Faucet case, which, by the way, for the manga, I believe it was like 2020, I think it was. Because that was the most recent arc I had just caught up with when I was reviewing the when I had just started reviewing the manga. Yeah, that was the most recent one they had come out that had just been released. Let's see, I believe it was. Yeah, that was the. Actually, no, that was not the most recent one that came out. Yeah, it was. Yeah, at the time, actually, no, it was not one. It was, because remember, it was 2020. So, yeah, actually, it was 2019. Yeah, that was the most recent one that had just come out. And basically, the arc this actually was the 4th arc I had reviewed from the manga. Yep, the 4th one. And this one came out roughly 2 years ago. It is something, though, the fact that you have this arc released in the manga, and then you have to wait 2 years to see it adapted for the anime. It's been staying for the anime for quite a while, so let's get started here. This episode adapts from chapters 1047 and 1048. Chapter starts out with basically Sarah, Ran, and Sonoko in a bookstore. Though it's a slightly different bookstore the way they present in the book in the manga. They also have this row of books that is normally there for a Japanese bookstore. This one didn't have it. It looks like an American bookstore, kind of, anyways. And her friend Yumi, and they're of course divided to the birthday party. And of course, Rand basically suggests bringing like, oh, you can I bring him? It's like, sure. He's a boy in the 1st grade, basically Conan. Who's got a cold sore? Yes, a cold sore. Now, when I think of a cold sore, I think of something you have on your lip. Basically, what Conan's got is sort of a sore throat. That's kind of, in a way, what he's got. I've never heard of a cold sore basically causing something to your voice. Usually, a cold sore, I think, is usually like on your lip. That's a cold sore. Now, those are very painful to have, but it's almost like a sore throat when you're speaking gibberish. So, you get like a glass of water. Of course, Rand, basically a big fan of Yumi's sister, basically decides to bring up forth a photo book that she's got. Yes, a photo book that she, tries to autograph. though her pen her mark she got is empty because she's put the cap all the way. Yeah, this is nothing unusual, just by pure accident. And lucky enough, our sister just happened to have the other picture. Of course, she did point out though that there's a couple reasons why that they invited them to the birthday party. One's actually a guy shows up here. I will explain him. The other is the fact basically it's both hers. They're celebrating her both sisters' birthdays because both their birthdays are one day apart, despite the fact they're also 4 years apart. So, would those sisters confirmed to be 21 at this party? That means the younger sister is roughly 17. Yep. And then we have, basically, after the introduction of basically the sister, who's a very beautiful woman. And then we have the pastry chef, who was a classmate of theirs from Millen High School, who volunteered to cook to basically make the birthday cake. Says he wants to open a restaurant. And then we have the guy who is going to be the victim of this case, a hair and makeup artist who's very popular. But here's the thing. This guy, despite being a family man, he hits on both sisters. Why in the world he wants? Apparently, he's been doing it for a long time. Now, the thing is, why is he hitting on his sisters? Despite the fact he's married? Don't know. They don't really go into that. And something interesting about his glasses, they explain a little bit later, is actually because his glasses can go in dark. So right afterwards, they sit at a table. They basically have and of course you have the whole thing with Sarah when Conan about to take his medicine. Sarah notices the temporary antidote that Conan has got sparing from the school trip. That by the way, that episode aired 3 years ago. From the school trip, which is a really good story arc from the anime, which I love the arc. That was the arc where Rand confirmed she's got feelings for Sichi. Yes. I have been hoping they do. But by the way, that was the last known time that Conan transformed into Sichi. Because he's not done it since then. As for why the writer has done the manga, I'm not really sure. It's like the hint at basically this. And then we have right afterwards, you have Sarah contacting her mom, Mary, and then we hint at a bridge. And by the way, this bridge basically shows off what it does. They're going to lead some, but they'll explain a little bit later. That was actually a minor change in the manga. So, right after that, they had the birthday cake. They have her sit at a table. They set the birthday cake out. Big cake, cut the pieces up. Thing gets out, 3-second rule. The glasses glow in the dark. Photos. And then, of course, we have the hair makeup artist. He collapses due to, he collapses, and then one of the employees drops a wine bottle. Yes, a wine bottle. Oh, by the way, do you have where they enjoy a meal for it? Then they had the cake come out, and of course, they had the contact police right away. Now, they do cut out the little moment here, which they actually don't have in the anime. They cut out the opening page of chapter 1048, where you have Conan and Sarah examine the body. Yeah, I'm not really sure why they cut this for. It's kind of weird. Also, after he died, someone wrote on his forehead. Now, in the manga, the translation I have is that they wrote Divine Punishment on his forehead in English. In the anime, it's under Japanese characters. Which, okay, I'm not really sure exactly why that is. Of course, that's a minor change. But so far, at this point, with the exception of cutting the scene that happens next, it progresses pretty much like the way the manga presents it. And then, of course, the police shows up. And who the police shows up? Takagi and Maguire. Yep, these two. And, of course, and Conan points out 4 suspects, who turn out to be the 2 sisters, the pastry chef, and the manager. And, of course, they explain pretty much, a lot of stuff, the whole thing with hitting on both the girl that could be married, and of course the guy can be shocked by it. But Maguire's even more shocked than he is because he's also married as well. Yeah, that's one thing the guy is accountable with Victor. He's married, but as far as I can tell, Maguire's got no kids. So after questioning them, and then of course Sarah gets another call from Mary. You can contact basically there's a poison happening, and. About to get a little bit more, and then we cut to a flashback. I remember this really well. Where basically they go to, get this, the building used for MI6 headquarters in the James Bond movies. Well, the Pierce Bronson era. Yes, they go to that particular building. Basically, we go back to MI6. And then, of course, basically, you have Mary here in this flashback. This is when she's still, like, regular size, not a child. This is before she got the poison stuff in her body. Then her mysterious husband shows up again. Yeah, ask what happened to him. They kind of, he does, oh yeah, head injury. In actuality, he just disappeared, and they don't really explain exactly what the heck happened to him. So, they mentions about his sons doing well, and he brings the daughter. Apparently, he doesn't know anything about it. Like, oh, he has to hold her. And the thing is, at the time when he last saw her, she was pregnant with their daughter, Sarah. And realized, oh crap, this is not her husband. And then he just takes up fast, and it's Vermouth. Yes. She's not appeared in the series in quite a while. And she just hose up the very same poison that Coda got back in the pilot episode. And I know what this is leading to, and I hope they keep this in for next week's episode because this was important. Yeah. But damn good episode. I love this. The pacing of this one is fantastic. Like, you might think, okay, was there anything really added here per se? No, not really. I think the only thing they added was the whole thing, like, except up the flashback, which that was quite interesting. Yes. But definitely a good episode. Yep. So yeah. Excuse me. And I have a theory of the reason why I delayed this to now. Because this chapter has Sarah's return. Yep. By the way, this is chapter 1094. 6 chapters away from chapter 1100 for the series. Called Enchanted Encounter. A new case. You have Conan like, oh yeah, these books. Rand basically mentioned that Sarah wants to be with him, and she does. Yep, brings a soda, opens up, and splashing like, oh yeah, like, and she's like, and go to hotels, like, use my bathroom, use take a shower. No, it's all about explosions. Got PC in her room. And it's like, okay, I'll take it back to the room. Like, okay. And then, of course, Mary shows up. Yeah, hurry up. And of course, you have Mary's mom basically went about the drug cure. Of course, all right. That drug, I'm not carrying along. Huh? That's so. Here, you have it, right? Aside for the hotel bar sent. Please. And of course, they have and of course, they go to the code. Talk about, oh yeah, possibly. And of course, Conan points out the fact someone's there. And before he can investigate, and then we hear, like, a noise coming from the hallway. Oh, I guess it's up with this very same cipher. Bellboy shows up to go down the lobby. And the solution cipher. And then they turn around like who's the code breaker? Let's go, please. It's not necessary. Yeah, of course, Conan shows up the code. Huh? I think you guys. I remember 213. Name Sarah. Oh, we can't. You for our guess. Alright, superior. I'm kind of high school detective. It's just around an hour until 17 o'clock. That's probably like 5. What should I do? To go to Takagi? Uncle? Oh, is that Conan? And it's it's Rand's mom. What are you doing? What are you doing? Aren't you with Rand? Yeah, like, okay. Yeah. It's Rand's beautiful mom. Why the heck is she here? Because here's the thing. Rand's mom has not shown up in a long time in the manga. Which, that is interesting given the fact that it's her mom. Yeah, Eren. Yeah, you probably think, okay, when was the last time she appeared in the manga? Because it has been a long time she's been in the manga. Like, prior to this, oh, wow. Oh my gosh. It was back in chapter 986. Yeah. as for the case of the anime, it was Kagomori's Grand Lecture from 96 1964. So in terms of the anime, she's not been seen in about a little over 2 years, 2.5 years she's been seen. And yeah, her case, which is from chapter 94, 96. I'm like, oh my gosh. How long ago was it, basically, this case? It was 9 something. Let's see. Okay. Oh my gosh. So basically, this is her first appearance in 5 years in the manga. Oh yeah. I just looked up. It's been 5 years. Like, okay. So, we have return of Sarah, Mary. Okay, even though these two were seen not that long ago. But then we return of Eri Kutsuki, Rand's mom, and Konguru's estranged wife. 5 years. Like, okay. Like, wow, we're bringing back a bunch of characters. And it's like, she's by far the longest time between appearances. 5 years. Wow. Yeah, in terms of the anime, it's only been 2.5 years she's been seen on screen, but damn, what a really good chapter. And I can't wait for the next one to come out this coming week. Yep, so yeah, that's a particular review. Next is going to be Boruto, and then if I get time, I'll go watch Super Sentai. Okay, next video. Bye.